Hey there. So I just wanted to go live. If we haven't met, I am Jocelyn. I'm a career and money coach, and I specialize in helping high earning professionals feel financially ready to make a career move without the stress. So we are in mid November. And I know how easy it is to say, I'll deal with career after the holidays, or I'll think about it in January, or I'm thinking that things will get better. I'm just going to give it through the holidays. But here's the reality, here's the truth. When that thought first comes into mind of where I am is not where I want to be, or it's just not working out. It doesn't always have to be like a toxic work environment. It could just be it's not the right fit, it's not the right thing for you anymore. That's when you have to start preparing for it. And even before that, you really never stop um, just preparing yourself for a career transition. And so if the thought already is in your mind for 2026 of I want there to be a career transition, I'm looking into something else, then the time to plan, prepare, and strategize is now. Don't wait till January. A lot of things will be happening. Just it just is the time of the calendar time. So right now you can start working on it. You can, like I said, you can start planning, preparing, and strategizing so that you can start implementing come the new year. um the thing is that most people wait to do this until they are completely burned out. And I think it's important to note that when you are already burned out, you're already in that mindset, it's hard to focus and figure out what that first next step is. However, when you start early, when you plan ahead and you give yourself options, that is when you have peace of mind. So let's have a conversation about how to make that happen. In my experience, there's three steps. The first one is really just start preparing before you're ready. What I mean by that is that first step to start preparing before you're ready is figuring out what you want to do. It's really, it sounds backwards, I know, but hear me out. When you wait until things get bad, your decisions, your thought process comes from stress and not strategy. So at this point, November 2025 or whatever November it is, whatever year, whenever, if you're watching this later on, if you already know that for the coming year, you want to make a shift, whether that's into going into a new role or even into entrepreneurship, um, whatever that is, it's time to get organized now. Start reflecting on what's working and what's not working in your current role. Make a short list of what it is that you want more of in your next role. Is it more growth professionally? Is it a better culture? Is it higher pay? A shorter commute? I know people that they're like, hey, I went from having a 2 hour commute to having an hour 15. Like, it's a huge win for them. Okay. I try to keep my commute short when I worked in corporate and other places. So that's just me. But use that as sort of like your guide, your compass for moving forward. Okay. Point number two, coming from a career money coach, my advice is always build a career transition fund. What is this? Well, this is your financial runway. This is a savings account, right? That is labeled, that its purpose, that its job, and then the job description, if you want to get to that technicality, is to provide you the funds you need, the income you need while you're going through that career transition. It gives you breathing room If you are in a really toxic work environment, it's just not the right fit. If you are like, I'm quitting today, that's it, I'm done. You have this fund, you have this money that can sustain you till the next step, till the next income starts, right? Till the next pay cycle. So you don't feel as pressured versus someone who may not have that and has to continue being in that role that's no longer the right one, in that environment that's no longer the right fit, because financially they can't financially, you know, function with it. Like they cannot financially afford to transition. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you have a career transition fund, as I like to call it, you're telling this money, your job is to provide funds for me when I'm no longer receiving income from this role. That is his job. It's nothing else. It's not an emergency fund. It's not a vacation fund. Its job is only this. So even if you start small, maybe, $50 here, $100 there, $1,000 here, however it is, you start building this so that when you need to transition, again, whether that's going from one role to another and you have to make adjustments for pay cycles, or you're going from one role into entrepreneurship and you're waiting for your business to start bringing in revenue, that's what that career transition fund is for. I've had clients who start with $50, $100. It doesn't matter. The key is being consistent and knowing what the funds are for and what that role is. So again, this comes from being proactive versus reactive. Okay. Third point, it's getting clear on what it is that you want to do. It's not just about updating your resume, which is a good point, right? If you're going from one role to another, it's not just about getting an idea of what type of business you want, but really it's about figuring out what life you want to build. What is the purpose of that? And I want you to ask yourself, what does success look like for me in this coming year? Is it more time freedom? Like I said, a shorter commute, more work-life balance, whatever it is. Higher paying role, a different type of role? Are you pivoting into a new industry that you've always been curious about, but you just felt you never could do? Is it do you want to go outside your comfort zone and position yourself more of a leadership or more of a leadership role versus what you've had in the past? Maybe you go from go into a director role, VP, you're like, I think I'm ready. Like whatever it is that you're looking for. It's easier to do that when you have a strategy in place. Okay. So quick recap. Start preparing before you're ready. So as soon as that thought comes to mind, as soon as that conversation over Thanksgiving or the holidays comes to mind, and it's like, maybe I'm thinking of maybe next year, it's the time. That's when you need to start preparing. Okay. Build and fund your career transition fund. And 3, get clear on what it is that you truly want. What is that next step for both your career and your personal life? So even if that sounds like a lot, start with one. Start with one step. Take one action item and start moving forward. Okay. So that is it. That's all I had for this live. If you are thinking of doing a career transition in the coming year, it's start making actions now. One step can help make a huge difference in how you work through the strategy and the outcomes of your career transition. If you need any support or want help or just need someone to kind of bounce ideas off of what your next step should look like, or you're ready to start building your career transition fund, send me a DM, connect with me, and I can help you in any which way. Thanks for watching this and we're catching the replay. Again, If this gave you something to think about, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or drop a comment about what resonated with you and what that first next step is that you're going to do. The goal is to reset your current situation, to be proactive, and to start building that bridge between where you are now and where it is that you want to be confidently. So connect with me here or on LinkedIn, and hope to hear from you soon. Have a good one.